wake up, it's time to be free. Wake up, was blind, now I see. Wake up, it's time to be me. Wake up, my mind is the key.
Wake up, it's time to be me. Wake up, my mind is the key.
And welcome to another episode of the Daily Jules. This is a show where I help you increase your degrees of freedom by dropping nuggets of wisdom that help you change your mindset. They say, be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. And that's where it all begins. It starts with you. I don't care how many degrees you have. The only degree that matters to me is your degree of freedom. I don't care how much money you make. The only thing that matters is how you actually make money. So today we have an amazing question from Rodriguez. And he says, I've been slacking, not been involved in the group lately. I was trying to do too much at once, so I ended up not getting anything done. And I've been working on buying a home, and that has been my main focus for the last 3 weeks. It's almost over. How can I get back in the game? So this is, I have a couple things that I want to share with you that I think will be helpful for everyone. And I'm going to start off with a personal story in terms of how I get back on it when I fall off. So first and foremost, you know, a lot of times people set New Year's resolutions, and New Year's resolutions are great. But the problem is that everybody sets goals, or not everybody sets goals. For those who set goals, let's say you have 6 goals, what ends up happening, like what happened for Rodriguez, was he tried to go after all of them at the same time. Okay, try to go after all of them at the same time. Now, when you, if you've ever seen a juggler juggling fire or bowling pins or even balls, the way they do it is they start off with 3, and some of us here can actually juggle 3 balls at once. And once they get into that rhythm, then they add in, if they have somebody throw in a 4th, and then they get that in rhythm. And then once that's in rhythm, then they have somebody throw in a 5th, etc. That is how they go. And so really, this is a question around patience. This is really a question around patience. We're trying to rush and do too much at once. And as a result, we don't get anything done. So the philosophy that I use, and it's there for you in the year of freedom, is a philosophy called goal stacking. Goal stacking, the way it works is it says, if this is my year, January, February, March, April, May, ... In January, I'm going to work on goal 1. Yeah, I have a lot of goals for this year, but I'm not starting them all in January. In January, I'm going to work on goal 1. And for me, that is to buy a home. And with the closing process and financing, that's probably going to go through February. Okay. Now, once I have this in rhythm and I have my focus on this, then I can start to say, you know what, that's part of my life. That's become habitual now. And now in February, I'm going to start this goal. And this goal is only a 30-day goal, so I'll be fine there. Now, once those 2 things are done, then in March, I'm going to start this. And this is actually a 3-month goal. So I'm going to start that in March and nothing else, because that's a huge 90-day goal that I'm focused on. Once I get that in rhythm, in April, I can add on this 2-month goal. And this is what your year looks like. Now, again, most people, when they set goals for the year, they try to do all these things in January. They try to do all of them at the same time in January, and this is why things fall off. So this is called goal stacking. You stack 1 goal on at a time, right? You have to get it into your rhythm. It has to be part of your day-to-day life, so that to a point, this is how you know when you can stack on another goal, when you stop thinking about the first one. Not when you quit on it, but when you stop thinking about it. Like, it's become such a part of your life that you don't even think about it. So for instance, if you want to read for 30 minutes every day, at the beginning, that might be hard, right? That might be extremely hard. But by day 30, once it's become a habit, then it's just, you know, you wake up and your book is by the side of your bed and you read. Once you have to stop thinking about reading for 30 minutes a day, then that's when you can stack on a new goal, because now your life has been transformed and that's just part of who you are. Now, I'll tell you that in January, my wife and I think it was the holidays, we fell off. We fell off on our workout routine. We were doing T25 every single day for like almost half a year. And somehow, I think with the travel of the holidays, it threw us off. And so here's how I get back in rhythm in terms of exercise and in terms of meditation. So I'll share with you my meditation and how I'm getting back on that. So ultimately, I want to get back up to meditating 15 minutes a day. Now, rather than just jumping in and saying tomorrow I'm going to meditate for 15 minutes a day, what I do is it's similar to goal stacking. What I do is I say on day 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. On day 1, I'm going to meditate for 3 minutes, just 3 minutes. Yes, my ultimate goal is 15, but I'd rather start and get 3 minutes done than to not be able to do 15. So I'll start with 3 minutes. And then day 2, if I succeed here, I'll go to 4 minutes. And then day 3, I'll go to 5 minutes. Day 4, I'll go to 6. Day 5, I'll go to 7. And I'll work my way up 1 minute at a time. Now, here's how I have compassion for myself. Here's how I have compassion for myself. If it was day 4 and I was supposed to do 6 minutes and I fell off, something happened, I had to take care of my daughter, something came up for my wife, and I didn't do day 4, right? So I got a 0 here. Then what do I do on day 5? I simply go back to where I succeeded. I go back to where I succeeded, which was 5 minutes, and I put that here. And I just start back at 5. And friends, if I got a 0 here, meaning that something else happened, then what do I do on day 6? I just go back to 4. I go back to my last space of success. I draw from that energy. Somehow I did 4 minutes 2 days ago. Let me just go back to there. And I'll work my way up to 15 minutes. If it takes me 30 days to work my way up to 15 minutes, that's okay. Because I know that meditation, having that 15 minutes in my life perpetually is going to be transformative. It doesn't really matter how long it takes me to get to that 15 minutes, as long as I'm on my way there, because I know that once I get there, it's going to be transformative. So this is how I don't punish myself and try to change my doing without changing my being first, right? A lot of people try to change what they're doing without changing who they're being first. All of your doing comes from your being. And so what I do is this is how I do it. 3 minutes is not a huge change in your being, right? 15 minutes, 30 minutes, that could be a huge change for somebody's morning if their morning is already packed. So this is how I kind of divert the subconscious mind, divert the old patterns, is by just starting small. My daughter, she does this really great. When she wants like a sweet before she goes to bed or something like that, like let's say she wants grapes or something like that, instead of asking for grapes as a whole, she'll come to us and she says, can I just get one? Can I just get one? And we break down and we're like 1. And then of course, after 1, you know what's coming next. 2, right? Can I get 3 more, right? This is how she gets us to break down. And so in the same way, we have resistance to change and transformation. And the way to break that resistance is actually to make a smaller ask of yourself in the beginning and work your way up kind of quietly to where you ultimately want to go. Okay. So this is how I make change and transformation in terms of a learning goal, meditation, exercise. It could be a financial savings goal or investing goal. This is how I integrate new behaviors and patterns into my life. They say you can't pour new wine into old wineskins. And so you got to be very careful about how you do this, or else we just end up reverting back to our old ways and not accomplishing that which we set out to do. So, Rodriguez, let me know how this landed with you. I hope that it blessed you and everyone else who's listening. Again, this is Jullien Gordon with another episode of the Daily Jules, and this is the Freedom for All. Peace. I hope these mindsets, metaphors, and methodologies blessed you. If you desire more freedom, go to getfreenow.com to subscribe to the show on iTunes, YouTube, or Facebook, and get 4 of my best courses in the Freedom School for 100% free.